Open air and views of the sea and sky epitomize living on an island, and today's designer home tour has that and so much more.
Hi, I'm Steve Gerwitz, or Stephen G., the owner and founder of Interiors by Stephen G., about to celebrate our 35th year anniversary here in South Florida, where we do total, complete interior design from start to finish.
Privé Island Estates offers luxury living on a private island, yet is close to the city, so you truly get to enjoy the very best of the South Florida lifestyle. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. The residences at Privé at Island Estates offers luxury living on a private island, yet is close to the city, so you can still enjoy everything that South Florida has to offer. This unit was designed by Interiors by Stephen G. for his clients as a vacation home, so all the spaces reflect a casual yet elegant lifestyle that was very important to the family. Let's go meet Stephen. This 11th floor unit in the South Tower is very spacious. It has a total of 7,500 square feet with 4 bedrooms and 4.5 bathrooms. It also has some great spaces for entertaining. We start our tour in the great room. Stephen, welcome back to SoFlo Home Project.
It's an honor to be back. How are you?
It's an honor to have you back.
I'm glad.
I feel like you're the godfather of the show, of SoFlo Home Project.
Well, I feel honored always. It's a great team and it's an amazing show.
So this is Privé Island in Aventura. It's very exclusive, and your client specifically bought this unit because of the lifestyle and the location as well.
Privé is the best kept secret in South Florida. A, it's unique. B, the lifestyle is totally amazing. There are roughly 80 condominium units in each tower.
So your clients actually bought the unit pre-construction, so it was pretty much a shell.
Yes.
What design direction did they have when they approached you? How did you guide them in terms of achieving this beautiful look that we see today?
Well, they're a young family and they have 3 children. So coming from a very large home, space was critical for them. So this was designed more around their family than anything else.
So let's begin with the living room, and let's go ahead and sit down and enjoy this beautiful furniture. The color palette is very neutral. It does remind me of the sand, the sea, obviously with the views. Was that your inspiration for the overall look and style?
Inspiration is always driven by the client. Because it's a vacation place, they wanted it contemporary / modern, and they wanted it very low-key, homey, soft.
Now we are dealing with an open floor plan. It's very spacious, however, every area is completely defined on its own. So in the living room, I think one of the beautiful features that I see is the wood-clad ceiling here. Is it wood? Is it porcelain? It almost looks like a tile effect.
No, it's panels of wood with Italian lighting. The wood columns are actual structural columns that are concrete in the building, and you want to make those disappear. You know, people say, oh, I can mirror them and get the view, and I said, no, 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 no. I said we could clad them in a beautiful veneer, match the ceiling so that the flow just continues.
The furniture layout I do find intriguing because it is a mirror reflection on one side to the other.
Yes, when you have a room this size and you want to seat a lot of people, you really want your grouping to act as one but almost feel like 2. That's why the dual coffee tables. So if people are sitting here and nobody's sitting there, this becomes more intimate. If people are sitting there and here, they have the dual role. Everybody has their own table and they can put their own drink down and you can reach it from either chair on either side. So it forms one, but it really is 2 that makes the one.
And I think people often make the mistake of, when they have such a large space, they buy really big, bulky furniture, you know, big sectionals, just to kind of fill up the space. And you can still achieve a beautiful, cozy grouping with individual pieces like you've done.
Less is always more.
Yeah. Well, again, this is a beautiful space that you've created, and we are dealing with over 7,000 square feet, correct, in this unit?
Yes, we are.
Which means we have a lot more to see.
Yes, we do.
Coming up on SoFlo Home Project, when designing a condo for great gatherings, one must include a fabulous space for toasting and dining.
Before you make the decision on how to best protect your home this hurricane season, we're going to show you a lot of different window options so you're really prepared when you're making that decision on today's SoFlo Home Project.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. We are touring another beautiful residence designed by Interiors by Stephen G. This time it's located at the Prive at Island Estates. So this is a very secluded, private island. However, really in the city, so it's close to everything at the same time. Now this is a vacation home for your client, Stephen. Before the commercial break, we saw the beautiful living room that you designed. Now this is technically part of the living room, but it's also has a different function. Next to the great room, we find an amazing bar area. It's the perfect place to enjoy a beverage and catch a game.
People that entertain
Yeah.
love a bar. I don't know a man that doesn't enjoy a bar, whether he drinks or doesn't drink. I don't think that's really the question. It's just the feel of sitting at a bar.
Yeah.
In this case, we have a big screen television. You could actually sit here and have lunch. You could have breakfast. You can watch the news. You could watch a sporting event. So it's a multifunction, which just helps any home, any condominium apartment live a better life because you could do more than one thing.
Absolutely. What I love about this area is that, yes, it's a bar, but it's almost like disguised at the same time because it doesn't jump out at you.
Well, it flows into the background of
Yeah.
the space.
So talk to me about the actual finish on the cabinets.
Well, the cabinets are a white lacquer, which leaves it very, very, very soft and very easy. All of the cabinets open for storage for your wine glasses. The top is Corian, and the beauty of Corian, again, is maintenance-free. The bar could get wet, spill liquor, spill a mixer, food, and it wipes right off.
Now this bar you can actually dine in. However, you did incorporate a beautiful dining area for your clients. We're going to see that space as soon as we see what Tack Renata from Florida Home Improvement Associates has for us today.
People don't know that there's over 32 different ways to order hurricane impact glass. Now, of course, we're not going to show you all 32 different ways today, but there's a few things we can look for to identify exactly how we want to protect our home and our family, and we're going to show you a few options on today's show. And this right here is a great example of the minimum code, the minimum intent of the code, Dade County approved impact glass. It will protect your home and your family from flying debris. It has a polyvinyl butyl interlayer in between, and it's 2 pieces of glass heated at extreme temperatures to form a piece of Dade County approved impact glass. This is a great starting point. It's certainly better than what most families have in their home currently, but it's not exactly the best way we can protect your home and your family. There's a few ways you can order the glass to be stronger. One of the ways is we can heat the glass to make it stronger, and we can also increase the thickness of the inner layer. And this is an example of that. The glass is heated at extreme temperatures to form a piece of strong hurricane impact glass, but it also has a thicker polyvinyl butyl inner layer in between to provide better hurricane protection for the family. So in areas where you're more susceptible to positive pressure pushing on your windows, it gives less of a bowing effect, and it's able to protect your family a lot better than the minimum intent and the minimum code glass. This is another great example of how there's so many differences in hurricane impact glass. This one actually has a completely different inner layer altogether. It's a lot more rigid than the other two that we looked at earlier. In areas of your home where you're more susceptible to positive and negative pressures pulling and pushing on the glass, we want something a lot more rigid, and that's where we order this type of glass if the homeowner elects, and provides great protection, especially around the corners of your home and some of your larger openings that we see here in South Florida. So as you can see, there's so many different ways we can protect your home and your family. It's really best that you have us come out, really go through the process with you, educate you on all the different options that are available, and make sure your family is protected the right way for this upcoming hurricane season. Back to you, Martin.
Thank you, Tat. So we are now walking into the dining room, even though it's not really considered a room because it is part of the open great room concept.
Yes.
The formal dining room is found in the center of the unit. This modern space is elegant and casual. It's perfect to host a dinner party or have a family meal. I've seen seating for 10, but this far exceeds that.
You know, to sit in a home with 20 dining room chairs, we have always been under the opinion that you'll take on the look of a boardroom and not a home.
True.
So because of the size of the family and the ability to entertain and have dinners on the holidays when they're here, this table was designed by Eva to seat 20 people. So it's nice to sit at a dining room table. You could look at 100 chairs and never find comfort. But the key to the chair that you're now sitting on, and you're thin and light, but watch, I'm a little heftier. So when you sit on the chair, the actual back gives way with your weight. So you're super comfortable. Then you look at the storage area. Again, we have another composite that's indestructible, done in a gray. Then we just added a drywall feature with an LED continuous light strip. Lighting continues to evolve in a huge fashion. At the end of the day, this is, I believe, 5-star condominium living at its best.
That being said, at the very beginning you said your clients were very big on watching television.
Oh boy.
Big screen over there over the bar. We have another beautiful seating area over here. However, they still need a more proper area.
Yeah,
room
they
for viewing.
definitively wanted what they called the movie room. And it was a movie room, as you'll see, that was designed not with individual chairs like
Oh, wait, don't share too much.
Okay, excuse me.
We're gonna see it.
We'll
as
be
soon
right
as-
back.
As soon as we come back. Coming up next, there's more than meets the eye with this custom home theater.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project.
Very well, Stephen G is taking over. After doing so many shows at this point, you know how it works, right?
Yeah, I can tell you that's the case.
The home theater can be seen from the great room, and it was designed to be a multifunctional space by Stephen G. So Stephen, typically when you think of a media room, you think more of a very dark enclosed area. This is completely different from that.
Yeah. You know, the media room concept, Martin, has always been to walk in and have theater seating of sorts.
Right.
The real key is that they become antiquated. When they're new, the family uses them because it's, you know, it's new, it's fresh, it's exciting.
Right.
There's nothing better than a media room that you could sit and relax, stretch out if you want, pull over a table, put your feet up on an ottoman, and live. But what we did here was interesting. As the architect designed this as a basic media room or another den, we actually knocked out the drywall and inserted glass. Why? Because we're sitting here and looking right through the great room and seeing the ocean.
Makes total sense.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you didn't want it to be a dark room, it doesn't have to be.
Right.
We have a 100-inch TV that the projector drops out of the ceiling.
That is so cool.
To me, this is every man's dream.
Yeah.
Come into a room, close a door, put on the 100-inch TV, blast the sound. We have acoustical walls here.
Talk to me about the multi-layer coffee table here,
Well,
because
watch.
it does have a purpose.
So everything is movable.
Yeah.
So if I had a drink or a little lunch, I'd pull out a table. If I decide that I would like to put my feet up,
Right.
I pull the table.
Yeah.
And I pull the table to me, and I sit here, and I sort of do this, and I'm like, I'm in heaven. I don't know a man in the world that will sit on a couch and not die to put his feet up. So here, because the material is a vinyl, it is indestructible. So I can put my feet up. It's a hard surface, so I could put a drink down if I wanted to, or a plate. And again, it slides on the carpet, and then if you have guests and you need another table for somebody,
It's genius.
everything works.
Right. Now, one of the most interesting design features in this space is the ceiling.
We wanted it to sort of feel like you're in the sky. So, needless to say, when you'd close the drapes or the room is darker, the ceiling sort of twinkles. Again, all done with LED lighting, and it looks like stars.
It feels like you're outdoors.
Yes,
exactly,
yes, yes.
Looking at the
So
sky.
just a little different twist. Again, not new, been around a long time. But in this case, it worked.
Well, this really takes what people know to be a movie room, a media room, to a completely different level, as
It's-
only Interiors by Stephen G can do.
Thank you, but it's just more updated.
Yeah. You speak a lot about this space being multifunctional. A bedroom typically is made for sleeping, but not in your case.
No, 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 no.
Next on SoFlo Home Project, we take in a different Miami view from the relaxing master suite. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. Stephen, every vacation home needs a relaxing master suite, and I know your clients requested one as well, and you certainly delivered. We end our tour in the private master suite. The color scheme is very serene and has features that you would expect to find in a luxury retreat. This feels very dreamy, but like really the rest of the spaces that we saw, it's multifunctional too.
You have a master suite, which is very different. I'm going to sit, I don't know about you.
Absolutely.
But a master suite is very different than the actual word master bedroom. In a suite, you actually have a whole living room setting of sorts. You lay in bed, you wake up in the morning, and you look at the view of the ocean and the intercoastal waterway, which Privé is known for. This becomes a softer room than everything else we've seen. Even the art is a little softer and it's not vibrant color. So we actually took the same theme as the rest of the apartment. As you can see, the Italian porcelain runs through the entire apartment, keeps it cooler, makes it look bigger. Not that we needed to make this look bigger. We have just a very subtle rug. We're all neutrals. The back wall of the bed has a beautiful lacquer frame around the entire wall, beveled mirror, a leather upholstered wall, and again, washable leather. People don't know that there's many different types of leathers. Leathers that'll stain if you touch them wrong, and leathers that are very, very durable. It's just about knowledge of product. And in this room, we also have a concrete structural column that we actually did clad like we did in the other rooms, but not in the dark wood. Everything here was done in just a cream matte lacquer finish.
So for right now, you have an area for sleeping, you have an area for sitting, reading a book, actually watching TV as well. One area that I've never seen in a master suite as of yet on SoFlo Home Project, when you first walk in.
Well, we have what we call the morning center.
Yeah.
Let's say you had company and you're an early riser. Well, your ability to make yourself a coffee, there's a fridge in there.
Right, so it's almost like a complete little mini
Suite.
suite, yes. Another thing that represents luxury living is the size of the closets. And this one is truly special as well, walking into the master bathroom area.
We call it a boutique clothing store.
I like it, yes.
You know, the whole concept of the double door entry into the closet and master bath, it's special. You know, between the morning bar, the television, and the bathroom, you could close the doors and never leave here for at least 3 or 4 days if that's what you wanted to.
It's so true.
And yes, the closets, you know, look like a clothing store. And there is storage where you need it to hide, and there's open where you need it to be able to get to. And we've upgraded lighting throughout the master bath and the closets so that there's not a missing element. And that's all about planning. So for anybody coming out of any size home, estate, call it what you will, this is a spectacular size master suite.
All your spaces have that signature of luxury and comfort at the same time. And this is Privé at Island Estates, very secluded private island. This is one of the many units that you have designed here.
You know, designing an island is such a unique and rare process. In designing Privé, there were 2 things that were always in mind. Working with the architecture of Charles and bringing to the forefront for the development team the luxury and the lifestyle that they promised the buyers at inception and at dream stage. And you know, you can honestly hold your head high and say it was all about how do we make it better.
So thank you for sharing your work with us here on the show.
It's
One more
always a
time.
pleasure to be here, and I'm honored to be back, and I hope to see everybody a lot more in the future.
Absolutely.
And thank you.
You're not going anywhere. Thank you again. This is Stephen G.
Bye.
with Interiors by Stephen G. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you again next weekend right here on Local 10. This is SoFlo Home Project. If you missed any part of this designer tour, or you're looking for more design inspiration, make sure to check out all episodes online at SoFloHomeProject.com. You can also submit your own design disasters, and you never know, we could be knocking on your door to help. And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Next week on SoFlo Home Project, we surprise a special dad for Father's Day who is in desperate need of a more organized and functional home office.